And Money Game Part 2 live at the Sky Arts Awards 2024. Now hit that thumbs up button, y'all, and if you hear snoring in the background, that is my Frenchie Shug. We're all right. He just keeps peeing on a trash can, so he's got to stay very close to daddy today. Let's get it. Appreciate y'all for your understanding, Pimpin'. That wrote.
It's a strange time we're living in. It's a very strange time we're living in.
That's very, very powerful imagery. I don't know if I can re-show that shit on YouTube. We act like we didn't see it, but you guys all know what I'm talking about. We'll probably see it a lot later. It's a very powerful imagery, and I'm not gonna lie, the braveness to do that. Like, see, I'm one of those people who, you know, I be big on sometimes messaging and shit like that, but the braveness to do this in public. We're not doing this in the isolation of a music video where there's no one else there. You're doing this. Everyone's here. Everyone has to look at this. And the artist in me always respects those artistic statements being done. You know, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's the one guy who's he's standing on top of the tank, and the tank's coming, you know what I'm saying? It's just like seeing it, or you see Malcolm X looking through the window. It's just like sometimes imagery, like just something you're looking at can mean so much. You know what I mean?
It's a strange time we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor men learn that rich men don't care for you. Narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. Our government of hypocrites, a counterfeit. Politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Needlessly bleeding, resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street born in fire.
And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, KBD family. The first year I started doing YouTube, you gotta like pay in taxes, right? I'm not getting taxes back like when I had it just like a regular 9-to-5 job, right? And whoa, nigga, I had to go get a better CPA, but they hit my stupid ass. They hit me like a cement truck of cement. That's how good they hit it, nigga. Hit that thumbs up button, join the Patreon. Anyways, and I realized, I said, God damn, if you're taking this from me, and I'm definitely not in the 1%, I'm probably not in the 65%. Niggas getting money out here, right? But if you're taking this from me, God, how much are y'all taking from these people? Or how much are you taking from these people? And then it's like, there shouldn't be potholes in roads. There shouldn't have to be such a shitty healthcare system. We shouldn't be in a situation where if you get into a serious problem, you don't have insurance, nigga, that ambulance about to hit you for about $500. And sometimes you don't realize that a nigga his finances are set up in a way to where like someone's living, you know, check to check. They don't even have $300 and rent. You know, between they're using stamps and all, they don't have, but I'm going to use, you have to use $500. I'm going to have to miss work because whatever the fuck put me in the ambulance. And I feel it. And the more I do listen to this, I do think that there is still, because like Ryan's rich as fuck, right? And he's not saying he's not rich as fuck, but I did hear the word where he said, we're taught to not like each other. But I do want to say, there is a sort of, that exists in the world. There is a thing that is created to divide us. And I hope and strive to one day reach the top of capitalism. Nigga trying to get this paper, you heard me? Not the freaky Puff Daddy, you know, shit like that, but enough to where my mother never got to work another day in her life. That's the kind of paper I'm trying to get to, right? And I hope that people wouldn't then just feel like I was evil because I've strived and achieved these things. But politicians are dog shit people, especially American politicians are dog shit people. I don't know what the British politician niggas are like. And watching this, I guess hearing this during election season, definitely I'm like, man, there's a lot of weird shit that be popping up. Again, Queso isn't here to inform you about politics. And I don't think I'm even informed enough, because I'm like trying to be ignorant on the subject. I don't like seeing it. I don't give a fuck. Keep it out of my shit. I'm trying to hear music. But nigga, there is some shit I've been seeing that made me be like, man, fuck all y'all.
Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain. My fingers on the trigger of a money game. Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. Those who rise, who distorted lies, poison in the veins. We like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easy all to blame.
And that is true. There is a money game. There is a money game we're all playing. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, Dave Chappelle said it the best, where he said, like, his dad told him, you make a line and you say this is a line you won't cross for nothing, and you just make sure you never, if what they're asking you never crosses that line, you're good. And so there's sometimes you might see me and you're like, damn, Queso is taking a weird, like, stance on this that isn't even that deep. Queso is taking a stance on it that isn't that deep, but it's just like, that's just where I drew the line. That's just where I decided that is where the line is drawn. But that money game, what it does is it blurs that line. What it does is it makes you get... So a nigga like me don't even like to get too close to that bitch. If the line over there, nigga, I'm down the street. You heard me? Because my stupid ass might walk over it. That's just how it goes.
Don't mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. And that is so sad that elections do this. Just cause a sort of discontent for a person like me. Like, my last reaction is when I'm not even thinking about people in politics. I'm just sort of listening to this. I wonder, is this the one I didn't like, or is this the one I like? Because Money Game's got this thing of pulling me in and then the ending be like, oh, shit.
Ooh.
Was that 3? I might have not liked that.
This old money game. This old. When money is a game and the ladder we climb, we'll turn a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in the nursery rhyme.
Man, and this nigga has such great presence on stage. Those years of busking and all that shit, you can't take from his artistry, and I always say that. I always say that it's so commendable. But man, you never know. Like, that's why they tell you don't skip steps. That Ren standing there performing for sometimes probably in the beginning 4 people taught him so much to where it's like now he knows when to up the energy. He knows when to turn it down. He knows when to hop into his bag and all of these things. He's understanding breath control and pacing. He's understanding how his movements will alter our perception of the world, or the words, for sure. Yeah, they will. And it's like he understands it. The art, he's broken it down to like a fine science, and that's what I love when you can see shit like that. When someone you could like literally understands an art that they can break it down almost mechanically. You start hearing like Kobe Bryant talk about crossing somebody over with a basketball, and you realize that a part of his basketball gameplay plays off of him understanding human emotion, human instinct, and he's talking about, well, if I've been playing this way towards this guy. And you go, wow, nigga, I thought you were just putting it through your leg. But actually, there is a lot. When you're doing something at such a high level and you can break it down like this, and which Ren 100% is doing, commendable. And you should definitely acknowledge how commendable it is, because if they're doing it well, you won't even notice. That's the thing. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even notice. You just think that that's how the song's supposed to sound. But you're like, in another universe, he performs this without doing all that shit, and the performance feels a lot flatter. In another performance, he plays this without this guy behind him with the thing over his face and the around his neck, and the statement he's making is a lot less just right there in your mouth. So you gotta know, you gotta acknowledge sometimes greatness. You know what I mean?
She sells seashells on the seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step 1, you must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sound much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island, stockpile them high until they're rarer than a dime is. Step 2, you gotta make the people think that they want them, really fucking want them, really want them, hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a show, you're just a fucking waste. Man's free, it's monopoly. Invest inside some property, start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shows must...
And he comes off like one of them old gestures, like back when there was like kings and shit. And what he's saying is Fendi facts. He's definitely Fendi facts. And it shows you how, I'm not going to call people stupid for this, but I will say programmable. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing that human beings are. It shows you that when Bloom, the green shit, when every influencer, when on every YouTube commercial you're seeing it, when I'm going over to people's houses, I literally start seeing Bloom. I really start seeing these products because that is the value. That is why people pay money for advertising, stuff like, because people will literally just see something that a nigga they likes doing and do it. My thing is, does Ren do like ads and shit like that, endorsements and shit like that? Does he? Or does he just not? Which, if he does, there's nothing wrong with it, because what he is saying in this is he is a part of the system, as we all are. The thing about a system as deep and hardwired into society as just the financial ladder, nigga, it's almost impossible to avoid. And it's almost impossible not to participate in. Unless you go off the grid. Unless you go and you start farming, you dig a well, and you get some solar electricity if you can, and some chickens. If you can't do that, you're gonna participate in capitalism to some degree. And to be honest, even if you get the chickens, eventually you're gonna need clothing and stuff that you can't create, and so you'll need capitalism, which is the benefit, because not all of us even have the skills to provide that. I think one of the greatest accomplishments humanity has ever achieved was getting past natural selection, where somebody could be physically sick or something like that in a normal world, I mean, not a normal world, but a world of nature, they would just have to have died. You know what I'm saying? But no, we survived it. We've learned with modern medicines and stuff like this that allow us to live a lot longer than we probably should. You know what I mean? And that's just sort of the advancements of capitalism. And in theory, capitalism allows science and stuff like that to flourish and keep building, but at the same time, it doesn't, because a lot of times they're just taking these seashells and they're putting them on an island, and a lot of times they're figuring out cures for medicines and shit like that, and they're hiding them behind patents and walls so that they can sell you the treatment for it. And it's a very sick game, but I always say it's just like a white piece of paper, man. And whatever you choose to do with it, you choose to do with it. Now, you can turn that bitch to a plane. You could turn it into a painting. You could eat it. It is whatever you want to do with it. And that's how I feel about capitalism. It's just like a white piece of paper.
So that will be a new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality. 4, expand, expand, expand. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on hand. 5, why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6, guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rocks, sell time to a clock. 7, press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, and run to be the president of the United States. 8, big smile, mate, big wave, that's great. The truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. 9, polarize the people, controversy is the game. Don't matter if they hate you, they all say your name. Step 10, the world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore. Rain, 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 storm it comes our way. Those who rise, who distorted lies, poison in the veins. We like to point the blame. We like to point the blame.
This nigga in his bag, and I ain't gonna lie. Seeing, I think also, I've grown to like this Ren as a human being, and knowing what he went through to be able to perform is dope. That shit is dope, because it's like, God, you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know whether you're about to have the most shitty year of your life or the best one. You just never know. And I think sometimes just seeing someone make it out of that, like, that's some hip-hop shit to me. That's some hip-hop shit to me. That's some hip-hop shit. He talk about his story, but that's some hip-hop shit to me.
We love ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Ooh, 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 this old money game. This old money game.
No, I like this. It didn't get weird.
Thank you.
No, this one doesn't. This one's perfectly fine. This was a certified vibe check. Cause another reaction by me right here. Pink music video by me right there. Pal, click on it. Show me some love. You watch the video as long as you didn't hit that thumbs up button. You're a host. Stop being a hoe. KBD family, love y'all. Salute. I'm out.